Lakshmi garu, good evening andi.
Good evening to everyone.
Good evening to one and all. Is my voice audible?
Yes.
Yes.
But I'm not able to hear any of your voices, sir.
That means you've not switched on your speaker. You have to check your speaker. You can go to the speaker controls and check if both the microphone and the speaker are working. But I don't know if you are able to hear me.
Audible?
Ah, yeah, very much.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely. When you have multiple microphones connected, you have these kinds of problems.
Earlier, I did not have any audio at all from the other side. I was able to hear for some time, and suddenly it got mixed up. Okay, fine. Now it's okay.
Good.
Good evening, nagaRAJU sir. I am P.T.
In case you want, you can also check screen share for a moment.
Yes, sir.
You can just try that and stop sharing.
You got it?
Bhagavad Gita, very happy. Happy to see you. You always have a smile on your face. Renuka, good evening.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Very good evening.
Thundering voice.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, Geeta. Rajesh ji, all the best.
Thank you so much, all my LCIP fellow mates. Thank you so much.
Sure.
Yes, best wishes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, good. You can go to the full screen mode and then you can exit. You need to click there where your cursor is.
Yeah, I've done that, sir.
Ah, yeah, okay, right. Good. You can stop sharing now.
Yeah. Stop sharing.
Perfect. Good. We have another 1 minute to go. At 9 o'clock sharp, we are going to start the program.
Good evening, all.
Good evening.
Nice to see you all here.
Hi,
Good
Kelly.
evening.
Very happy to see you.
Hi, Raju. All the best, Rajesh.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
So, as I told you, I'm going to mute everybody. This is 9 o'clock now. Yeah. So, this is 9 o'clock as I told you, and I have muted.
बात हो चुकी है गलती हो मुश्ताक अहमद जरगर
Okay. Yeah. Okay, it's 9 o'clock exactly, and we are all here. Thank you very much for joining us right in time. And we are going ahead with the 58th episode of this program. Let me just share a few slides before we actually start the program. This, as I told you, is the 58th episode in the third year of this program. And I'm extremely happy for the wonderful support that I've been receiving from everybody. So I just would like to tell you that this program, there are a few non-Lions also, and that's why I'd like to repeat what I typically say every time. This platform was created 2.5 years ago to provide an opportunity for all the LCIPs, the highest trained Lions in Lions Clubs International, especially from the ISAME area, to share their skills and knowledge with quite a lot of others who would like to upskill themselves. So this is a direct opportunity to the LCIPs to make presentations, but at the same time, this is an opportunity to the FDIs and everyone else, Lions, non-Lions, and those who have never had any training opportunities to update themselves, upskill themselves, improve themselves, and become better Lions and better people. So that was the idea behind creating this opportunity, this platform for us. So this was the first year. We had quite a lot of workshops. Every one of them was online on Zoom, and every one of these series, every one of these presentations was made by an LCIP, and every one of them had either a director or a past international director or an international leader as a chief guest, and the topics related to Lionism, and many of them, a majority of the topics related to life skills, soft skills, leadership skills, and personality development. And supported by and encouraged by people who attended these programs, we went on to the second year. And in the second year also, we had quite a lot of programs, of course, on similar lines with minor modifications. And again, encouraged by the response that we received, we went on to the third year. This is the third year for us, and already 9 programs have been presented this year, and today we are on the 10th program. Every one of these programs begins with explaining any one of the basics of Lionism, either the code of ethics or the purposes of Lionism or the mission statement or any one of these things. So in a very short time, 2 to 3 minutes, we explain anyway, because many times we don't go to the basics. We always get to listen to lots of very serious topics. So we are making an effort to address the basics as well. We have invited past district governor, one of the most successful district governors in our district, Lion P. Lakshmi, to explain to us the second of the purposes today. Over to Lion Lakshmi.
Good evening to everyone. Lions Club International Purposes 2. To coordinate the activities and standardize the administration of Lions Club. Means Lions Club International has thousands of clubs across the world. Each club is unique, serving its own community in its own way. But to make sure all these clubs work smoothly and effectively, Lions Club International provides a common framework. It helps the clubs coordinate their activities so they do not work in isolation but as part of a larger united movement. Lions Club International also helps clubs follow similarly rules and procedures. This means every club, whether in India, Afghanistan, or Lebanon, has a standard way of electing leaders, managing funds, holding meetings, and reporting service. These shared standards make administration easier and more transparent. In short, this purpose ensures that Lions Club are not just many separate groups, but one global family working together, learning from each other, and staying organized. Thank you.
Thank you very much, past district governor Lakshmiji. I think you have made this very, very simple for us. Often we don't know much about the purposes. If somebody asks you, what does Lions Clubs International do? Now you have an answer. So one of the things that Lions Clubs International does is standardize the administration of Lions Clubs. So to see that some uniformity across nations, across countries, across clubs is maintained. Thank you very much for that explanation.
Thank you.
Yeah. So we are going on to the main part of the program. We have past International Director Vamsidhar Babu as our chief guest today, and we also have LCIP Rajesh Joshi ji as our speaker today. He's going to make the main presentation, and I'm very happy that all of you are already here. And though sometimes the number is not very encouraging, we still are encouraged by the support that we have received from various sections and especially FDIs and other lion leaders across. So our chief guest, Lion Vamsidhar Babu, very popularly known as Vamshi. Many people, I've heard many people call him Vamshi. He embodies the spirit of service with a very significant belief that there is nothing greater, nothing higher than service. Service is the greatest of the religions, is his belief with that. He has been working for a very long time as a lion and as a human being. He is a visionary leader because he was instrumental in expanding Lionism to new horizons, bringing in quite a lot of new clubs. I think as the MERL leader, as an extension chairperson, district chairperson, he extended 24, unbelievably huge, 24 new clubs. And as a lead donor, I don't know how many of you are familiar with this, but he pledged during the campaign 100,000 US dollars. That's 1 lakh US dollars. I think you can imagine how much is that in Indian currency, quite huge. So he pledged that to campaign 100, and he's an LCIP certified trainer. So he's 2-in-1. He's a national director as well as an LCIP. So he plays that dual role. And he has served as a faculty at almost every level, starting from RLLI and ELLI to training FVDGs to training DGs and also online SVDGs also. I think quite a lot of medals and certificates and awards have been given him, and I don't want to read the whole list of them, but I would like to tell you that he, as founder of Vinsai Fruit Tech Limited, which was a pioneering export unit with Italian technology, which he founded, he earned national recognition from FIXI and also from Government of India and also many other national agencies. I think that's much more significant. His contribution to the country, his contribution to business are phenomenal. I am one of his great admirers, and whenever I speak to him, I have something to learn. The coolness, the calmness, and the pleasantness with which he works and interacts with people is always, I mean, has a magical touch. I think whoever comes in contact with him will certainly get impressed, influenced, and impacted by him. So I welcome past International Director Vamsidharji to this program, and I request him to give his message and also declare this series, this episode of the series as inaugurated.
Thank you, nagaRAJU. The facilitator of today's 58th SkillUP episode, nagaRAJU, and the speaker of today, Rajesh Joshi, and friends. A very good evening to all of you.
Good evening.
Friends, I do not know how much I should thank nagaRAJU. He has told so many wonderful words which I have never experienced or heard from anybody else. Anyway, thank you, nagaRAJU, for whatever you have spoken about me. Friends, as your past international director, when I keep traveling across the country, attending various district programs and multiple programs, the two things which are spoken about today in Lionism are Mission 1.5 and Lions Clubs International Foundation. This year, I'm serving as the Constitutional Area Leader for LCIP, representing South India and Sri Lanka. But since we do not have an area leader for Mission 1.5 or GAT from our multiple, I also have the additional responsibility of supporting the membership growth. I do not want to go to the regular Mission 1.5 program, but I see a lot of places wherever we go, including my own home multiple, where the past governors always say that Lions Clubs International is not talking about retention. They're only talking about bringing in new members. This year, I'm sure most of you would know, and the serving governors would definitely know that they're talking of a recruitment target, which includes the members, which are the maximum drops which happened in the last few years, and the net gain expected this year. But friends, I would like to talk about the two buzzwords of Mission 1.5, which I believe, like many, is going to help us achieve that goal. That's member engagement and member satisfaction. Yes, more lines leads to more service and more lives being impacted. We are talking of bringing in younger lions and women into this organization. The young lions bring innovation, and the experienced lions like you bring the depth and wisdom required to drive this organization forward. Ultimately, membership gives us the energy, diversity, and sustainability and legacy to this wonderful organization to which each one of us belong to. Engagement and motivation, they go hand in hand. What is engagement? Engagement is making a lion actively involved and fully committed to a particular activity which he or she joined this organization for. Ultimately, unless and until an emotional connect is developed, this engagement doesn't get converted into satisfaction. When lions feel engaged, they experience a sense of purpose and commitment which ignites and sustains their motivation. It is always said that motivated people continue to stay engaged. Each one reinforces the other. Engagement is the key to motivation and retention. How do we do it, and when do we do this? For new club members, members who are joining this organization, looking forward to be with this organization for a long time, a customized, timely orientation would put them in the right track as and when they join this organization. We need to remember that there may be lines, new lines into this organization, but each one of them have excelled in their own fields. They have proven their mettle in their respective business forte, and they have come to serve the people through Lions Clubs International. So please do not underestimate the capabilities of the new Lions. Engage them immediately into the service which matches their interests. The third important thing, one is orientation, timely customized orientation to let them understand the organization. Engage them immediately into service that matches their interests. And the third important thing is providing them leadership opportunities and consistent and inclusive meetings. Friends, if these things can be done, I'm sure the engagement will definitely lead to motivation. I repeat, engagement leads to motivation. Motivation leads to continuous engagement. Continuous engagement leads to commitment. The commitment leads to emotional involvement. Emotional involvement leads to satisfaction, and satisfaction leads to retention. Wherever we go, there are a number of questions which are being raised. I think one thing which I've noticed is today's topic, thinking, is talking about design thinking, design. To be very frank with you, nagaRAJU, I do not understand what the topic means. I would love to hear Joshi talking about it. But I thought thinking clearly is a challenge which is in front of every of us. If we need to achieve the Mission 1.5, we need to achieve our targets for Lions Club International Foundation. The clarity in our thought process will lead to achieving these goals. Thinking clearly for me means being able to see a situation as it is without any our own interpretations. Reason about it logically. You need to reason out the situation logically, make calm, deliberate choices instead of reacting. Reacting will take us nowhere. The clear thinking involves organizing our thoughts, separating facts from feelings, and noticing how really we understand what we believe. Friends, if you can think clearly, look at Mission 1.5. What does it talk about? 1.5 million people. We need 150,000 members in 5 years. We have 50,000 clubs globally. What we are asking is each club to bring in 3 members addition, positive growth in a period of 5 years. If you can break the numbers into smaller numbers, have clarity in our thought process, be focused on what we want to do, I'm sure the Mission 1.5 or the goal of Lions Clubs International Foundation, wherein we raise more than 60 million US dollars every year to be given for service projects, all these are possible if we can think clearly. Friends, that's my message for today. And it's my pleasure to declare this episode of SkillUP duly inaugurated. Thank you very much.
Thank you, PID Vamsidhar Babu. I think that was a wonderful connection that you showed to us between engagement and motivation and how we get committed and how retention happens. I think these are very, very essential for us to keep in mind and follow, as you have already pointed out. So in this in current times, so much of emphasis laid on Mission 1.5 and growth and bringing in new members and extending new clubs. But I think the focus should equally be, or perhaps more, on retention than on those things. I think you have rightly pointed that out. Thank you very much. Like you said, I also do not know much about design thinking. In fact, I made a long list of topics, maybe about 60, 70 topics, and I gave them to all the LCIPs, said, choose whatever you want. And Rajesh might be an expert in this topic, and that's why he chose this. We are all looking forward to listen to him and to know what design thinking is. Rajesh is one of the latest LCIPs. So he was certified at the recent LCIP that happened in Mumbai. And he's a chartered accountant by profession. Chartered accountants typically are very, very sharp. Maybe design thinking perhaps helps them do their successfully in their job also. And I know because I've interacted with him a few times, and he's extremely passionate. And he has a wonderful sense of humor. I saw him whenever he was among the other LCIPs, I saw him cracking jokes and then entertaining them and getting entertained. And then wherever he was, there was camaraderie, there was, mirth, there was happiness everywhere. He joined in Lionism, I think, in 1994. That's about quite a long time, about 30 years. And I don't need to tell you that he held all important positions and quite impactful projects. Especially the legal legacy level 2 container library. That was one of his signature projects. And the kind of awards that he won, I don't need to tell you almost every kind of award that he has won. And beyond lines, he is a life member of the Hindustan Chamber of Commerce, a regular blood donor, and a tech-savvy motivator. I think he uses a lot of technology. I saw his slideshow yesterday, and then very simple, but very, very effective, very attractive too. So over to Rajesh for making his presentation. In the meanwhile, while he's starting his slideshow, all of you, you can please keep your videos on, microphones off. And if you have any questions, please hold them back till the end of the presentation so that you'll have time for questions and answers at the end. In case you would like to ask a question or make a comment during the presentation, you have to raise your virtual hand, and in case necessary, Rajesh will unmute you and you can speak. Otherwise, there is question time at the end of the presentation. That will be roughly about 9 o'clock. Rajesh, are you good with the presentation? You can unmute yourself. You are a co-host. Or maybe you exited and rejoined, I think, perhaps. Okay. Yeah.
Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening.
Thank you so much, nagaRAJU sir, for this excellent introduction. And I'm so happy that amidst all these excellent land leaders present here probably 66 members on the screen, which I see on the 10th program of the 58th episode, and also on the 11th day of December, giving a joyous time so that everyone who are present here are wondering what is design thinking, and design thinking. Lovely. If so much of curiosity the topic has given, let's make it more curious and let's understand how things can be developed. 11th of December, I don't know why I got this date. Is it because Vishwanathan Anand, chess master, is born today? Or it is because Venu Srinivasan, the cricketer, is born today? Oh no, Osho Rajneesh is also born today, the spiritual guru. Wow, all-time favorite of everybody, Dilip Kumar, the great actor, is also born today. Well, if it is politics, then I have Pranab Mukherjee. He is also born today. And our own South Indian, Subramaniam Bharatiyar, a freedom fighter, he is also born today. No wonder when I have such a great class of people who are around this, born on this day, then Lions LCIP, our own nagaRAJU sir and Vamsidhar Babu, our PID, we are conducting this program on this day has a great relevance and a great intuition within which together that this design thinking is absolutely made for this day, this time, and this moment. Somebody was saying, you are the only person on the earth who can use your ability. Is that right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. If that being the case, then when we start something which is abstract or we start something which people want to know more, why not start with a small understanding between each other? It's a session. It's a great evening. Okay, everybody is active and agile. Let's make it up for a small understanding for a game. This I'm going to take it through for the design thinking. Are you all ready? If yes, just raise up your hands and give me a thumbs up. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Such a great audience, motivates everybody to that extent that each one of us are going to support one another in this part. Okay, ready everybody? Okay, let's see now how many are going to stand with our nagaRAJU sir. Sitting down there, don't move around. Sitting down there. Can everyone find a lion spin and show it on the screen? Fast, don't move around. That's amazing. That's amazing. nagaRAJU sir was the first one. Great, great. I see many of them. Oh, why, ma'am? Selina, ma'am, you say so. No, that's not the way. We need to find out something. Wonderful. I said, don't move around. Be at your place. This design thinking has got so many things for the relevance. Wow. Many of them have shown their pins, lion spins. Fine. That's a great. A big round of applause for all of y'all. Can we make more simpler? I know lion spins everybody have on their shirts or even on their pockets. The next one. A nice pen, ball pen, ink pen, any kind of pen. Can we just have it on the screen? Lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Amazing, sir. Everybody is so dedicated and so nice that everyone picking it up in that way. Now, I think we are slowly coming into the concept. Thank you. Thank you so much. It's good. If a pen is available, and now something which is everybody's requirement. But again, don't move out. Don't move out. A medicine box or a medicine. You would have just finished your dinner or again beyond that, a medicine. Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. That's real amazing. Man, this is happening so good. I'm just trying to find out how many people can say no. But the first time only people were saying no. And suddenly I find people have now moved up into this ladder. Everybody jumping to that part. Lion spin? Yes. Pen? Yes. Medicine? Yes. Oh, what do you need with the medicine? A fast water bottle? 1, 2, 3, a fast water bottle in your hands? Ramesh sir, great. Okay, ma'am. Gauri Chauhan, ma'am. That's amazing. Amazing. Wonderful, wonderful. Who else? Who else? I'm not finding more on that.
Quite a lot of them.
That's amazing. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, Bhagavad Gita. You are also carrying a water bottle with
Bhagavad
you.
Gita has, and Praveen
Yes,
has, Sanjay
lovely,
and
lovely.
Noor has.
Renuka madam, thank you. Thank you so much. Wow, things are becoming very interesting and very, very designing. Are you all slowly traveling with me? Yes, I think a line pin was made available, a pen was made available, a medicine box or a strip was made available. Then you had your water bottles available. And for the last ever time, I know your spouses or your better halves are waiting for these cards at any point of time. Can you flash the backside of your ATM cards? Your ATM cards. Let's see now how many of them do this. Let's see. No, nothing is shown up. Very smart audience. They know that this is not the place to show the ATM cards. And those, that's good, Ramesh. That's an amazing one. Showing me the mobile and not the ATM card. He says, this is the way I can do it up. Okay. Now, friends, what was the subject which I was talking about? What was relevance of the lion's pin, the pen, the medicine, the water bottle, the ATM card? Are these relevant to the design thinking? Has it got anything to do with the subject? Yes. These are the only thing which are starting with assumptions, not real needs. Design thinking is, let us ask to begin with people, their needs, their struggles, hopes, and then design a solution for them, with them, not for them. Design thinking is very simple. Start with assumptions, not real needs. Design some solutions to begin with people, struggles, hopes, and design with them, not for them. Are you a little taken up now? Yes, the design thinking. If all are agreeing, let me have a good head shake like this. And if you all are saying no, let me have a good head shake like this. Which one? No or yes? Oh, yes. I see only few of them saying yes, but nagaRAJU sir says no, it's not happening. Let's take it up more further. Okay. How was it possible? Now, let's move to the subject. Can I have the screen sharing, please? Yes. Design thinking. What exactly is design thinking? The session objective has 4 exercises. Defining design thinking. It has 5 core phases. It has including design thinking in the lion's part. How can this 5 core phases, we can use this for designing the lion's part. And at last, we have something called the practical exercise, which every one of us, when we complete the session, can go back and understand that. Now, when I said define design thinking, let me go to the next page. What do you mean by design thinking? When I asked you all, can we now have a lion's pin? Did I center around the human? Yes. Did I create problem, or I was creating a solving approach? When I center around human people, I was solving an approach. I was having an empathy with everyone. It's sort of iteration, collaboration, but these iteration and collaborations were never rigid. For the simple thing, when I was trying to find out that can everyone have all the available items with them? No. What is available, and the important thing was, please be seated and let's find a solution. That's how I started. So when we say that we need to have an empathy, we need to have an iteration, in that a collaboration will be there, but not on a rigid formula. It's flexible for that man, that solution, that problem. It can be different. For me, it can be a different approach. For Renuka ma'am, it can be a different approach. For Bhagavad Gita, it can be a different approach. So each and every person, it can be a different approach. Yes, but is this design thinking formula, is it for a complex social community challenges? Yes, it is going to be a ideal one for complex social and community challenges. Now, when I'm using the words complex and social community challenges, what am I trying to explore upon? What is a complex social community challenge? Can anyone write down on the notes that what is a complex or a complex social community challenges which you have come across during your period? Is it possible? There are quite a few examples which will come up in the life. But sitting down, we have never realized that these are such a challenges with us. Let's take up next one. How does it matter for service in Lions? When I say design thinking has empathy, now our PID was talking very much that we should have empathy. We should have people, new members who are coming. We should empathize them. We should have them as a retention. We should use them. Otherwise, our new members are going to run away from us. Now, this empathizing, 3 R's are being followed. How do we say 3 R's? When a new member comes in, we try to say recognize, respect, and reward. These 3 R's will create a sort of a great empathy where any member will stay back, and our mission of 1.5 with written down in small notes will be available. Now, the second one, what we are talking about is inclusive participation in workshop. Lions at every level, what we feel, my club does it this way. I will do a fundraising program only with this kind of way. I will ensure that the first day of my club's project is only relieve hunger, which means you're not accepting diversity, and with him, it's inclusion. What happens if I don't include that factor? I will not get new ideas. And if I have to get new ideas, I have to accept the diversity. I have to ensure that I encourage people with active participation. And that can be accepted only when I feel I accept diversity and I also accept inclusivity. Fine. I say build sympathy. I say inclusivity. Fine. Now what next? Reduces risk by testing before scaling service projects. This is something which we need to understand for anybody and everybody. This is the area where we are losing so much. We always have, or rather confined to the 8 global causes what we have. But many a times, these 8 global causes should be used for the service part. There's a lot of difference between the Lions understanding them as a charity organization and as a service organization. We are world's largest service organization. We are not world's largest charity organization. This part, testing before scaling the service project, is the most essential and important part. Be it we have the empathy or be it we have the inclusivity. For simple reason, when we say that we need to do a project, there are so many things available. Community needs assessment available. Your club, your way available. We also have that if this being the situation, let's take this project in a different way. We never ever think of doing a service project in a very different or in a very in friendly or even a very, what do we say, other than the normal way, but something out of the box thinking, it never comes to us. We need to understand that only in out of the box thinking projects will have a very, very excellent, information to be shared up. Now, if I do all this, then as Lions, we are going to strengthen ourselves. We are going to do a collaboration, and then across the clubs and district, and we have a lot of part into that. Now, the second factor, what we saw was the 5 phases of process: empathize, define, ideate, prototype, and then test. Each one we are going to deal with individually. Let's move with empathize. Let's take the empathize way. Which would be one of the best example of empathizing a retail business or a man-to-man communicative idea. Many of us, we used to book hotels. When we sit on the net, what we used to do? We used to just check the ratings of the hotels. We used to check how the rooms look. We used to check, are they good for me, close to the area which I want to go around, and are they easily affordable? Fine. A classic example of how a business can be so defined and design thinking made up is the new concept of Airbnb. What happened with Airbnb? What did they change? They did was both the service provider as well as the customer, they thought they came the Airbnb, they had interaction between both of them. Now that made work very, very simple. It was so nice that they started collecting stories. They started collecting their views. They started collecting their informations that yes, this Airbnb stands good. And photos were also posted on the site. What happened? People started reading those success stories. People started taking those references from the Airbnbs. Now it became a so empathized formula that the business changed drastically. This form of design thinking ensured that the tradition form of booking hotels, resorts suddenly changed into this mode of Airbnb. What did they do? They started talking. The buyer and the seller, they both started talking. They were reaching to the communities. Beneficiaries were both. They understood the real problems. A customer and the service provider understood the problems, and they came out with success stories. This empathizing formula is a classical example for Airbnb. This is one of the finest point of that. Okay. Then comes define. Normally, every human being has always an issue. We pack our pills, or rather, a senior and an elderly person forgets to take, or even we as such, we forget which dose is taken on what time. If I have been prescribed for 5 prescriptions and I miss out, then I am onto confusion. What is my problem? Am I missing this tablet? How did it work around? The best defining way of this synthesizing insight was done by the design thinking of pill packs. All of us use this pill packs. We don't do anything. We go out, we just pack up the pills in the respective dates, time, and the content. Wherever we are, we only look at one angle. We simply see it's a Monday, it's the second dose. We just ensure that our hands reach on the Monday column, touches the second dose, and we pick it up for the simple way. not even understanding whether it is going to be affected on this day or that day. That's an amazing defining the insights with the empathy research. And the problem statement was so well defined and the roots were very, very, very clear. They were not symptoms about it. I had just one thing into me understand. I have to take up my pill, fill it up in the pill pack, ensure that if I'm there for the 7 days, Monday to Saturday, all my pills are packed. This design thinking synthesized so many things. Simple as this. Take this box, find out which pills, which day, which area, and I've done on the thinking part. This exclusive design thinking, the classical example for a pill pack. The next we take it up is ideate. Ideate. Ideate has wild ones, storming brain ideas, participation from all around members. And the last but the important thing is no idea is bad. That's the reason when I started, I used the phrase that you are the only person on the earth who can use your own ability. This part is for the purpose of ideate. A classic example of design thinking for the Indian continent is the most and the very commonly done or used, the ugly Indian changing public behavior, the ugly Indian concept. Have anybody heard of this ugly Indian concept? It's an excellent form of design thinking. Simple, but it was brainstormed with many ideas. It's a very wild idea. I'll tell you how it works around. We saw that suddenly the roads are designed. We have lot many bridges coming up. We have lot many subways coming up. We have lot many stations coming up. Wow. Now sitting down, how this can be used in a design thinking and make it decorative. The ugly Indian thinking was changing the behavior of the public towards the buildings and the bridges. What we did, we started glorifying the bridges with pictures. We started ensuring that paintings being done. Now we use the walls as showing how the city looks like. In the subways, we started ensuring that if this subway connects from one area to the other area, can we have the link of both these areas and then paint the walls? So many wild and very, very different perspective ideas were being brought upon. This perspective thought of creating wild ones, this idea, creating thinking idea, is the ugly Indian changing public behavior, one of the finest idea which came up and which gave the design thinking a great problem solving part. Now, with these three on the board, let's now go to the next one, which is the prototype. What is a prototype we are talking about? I gave you 3 examples. Friends, we were talking about 3 different areas of the concerns. What we started off, we said that 3 design thinkings made things easier. One was Airbnb, the other was PillPack, and the third one was the Great Indian Ugly Challenge. Now, are these 3 a unique and one of their own kind of solutions which have been marked by design thinking? We created on a small scale, low-cost version. We had pilots, ideas, thinking that these are models which are very simple, good sketches, and at the last, we have test assumptions which are early, but the results are oriented. If we combine all these different kind of prototypes for each and every design thinking, then the problem solving is simple. Here, I would like to use one of the excellent prototype what we have. We use this, this the paper mark-ons. A scientist at 3M developed this paper markings, stick markings. But when he saw that it's not having any use to it, one of the co-worker ensured he made them colorful. He ensured that let's make some sticky substance to it. And aghast. A simple formula, a prototype, was converted to sticky notes. Today, at each and every sessions of Lions, each and every sessions of our trainings, we use so many of the sticky notes, and the person behind that never had an idea that this prototype is going to be a great useful in the future to come. This is something called as a prototype in the design thinking. The last one, the test, which we feel that how the prototype will be useful and clear to the beneficiaries. Should we gather the feedbacks? Should we refine and iterate that? Let's understand all our examples what we had taken. Was it Airbnb, the customer and the service provider? Did they have a prototype? Yes. Let's see. They talk about the sticky notes. Did the prototype change in itself? Yes, there was a substance which changed in itself. Then we had something called the Indian ugly thinking. No one would have thought that the buildings and bridges and the subways can be so beautified. Gardens can come up. People will stand there and understand that, boss, my city looks so beautiful. This kind of testing and making sure that these iterates what we have given are doing fantastic is only the last area of prototype presentation with ideas and testing on that. Many ideas which have come have taken their toll, but some of them have been excellent and they are being used till this now with different innovations at different level. The last what we feel across is how and when these 4 or 5 ideas can result to us. When we say we empathize, what we do, we observe and understand. What is that we observe and understand? Empathizing will give us what are all the essence we need for observing and understanding these problems before giving a design thinking to them so that it motivates and we can keep the barriers away from people who are joining, and at the same time, service activities interest them up for the organization. When we say define, what is that definition which we want? Everybody has a problem now, and every one of us are working on 2 missions. One, mission 1.5 and LCIP. Now we have a very, very clear definition. What is our goal? We need mission 1.5 to achieve before 30th June 2027. We have framed a clear problem statement. Now we need to understand with the ideate system, we will be able to brainstorm the ideas and encourage participation. These Lionistic ideas for our mission 1.5 or for our connecting LCF contributions can become the prototype what we need. If we say that LCF donation takes in so many activities, it's a prototype which has been done. Now, when we say that we want to achieve mission 1.5, new members, new hands, new services, new blood, we are having many avenues. The Leo Line project, the Young Lions project, the women members, the family members. Of late, the programs like the CUP program, which newly introduced by the international. So many prototypes are being used. These are all the design thinkings which the international is putting forward to ensure that we attain our goal. And in the present text, all these design thinking ideas are tested, they are iterated, and at the same time, once they prove successful, they are refined and used for the purpose of society, so that these design thinking for the lands part in so nutshell can move towards everybody, and we can achieve success in all its spheres. Now, applying design thinking to landism. Let's have some interactions here. I request nagaRAJU sir, let's have some interactions here, sir. I have 3 core areas where I feel that applying design thinking to landism is the most important thing. How can we apply with all the 5 core ideas on a health camps where we need to understand the community need assessment and design for a health camp? I was trying to understand that our global causes, all the 8 global causes, we always ensure that we go for a health camp. What we do generally in a health camp, either we go to the schools, we go to the colleges, we go to the software companies, maybe sometimes, or we go to areas and slums where we really need them. I have a new design thinking formula for all my friends who are here. When we are sick, we try to find out the topmost hospital. Let's say for all recording purposes or all understanding purposes, we take up Apollo hospitals. I request my friends, land friends, have a defined or a refined design thinking problem solution for the health camps. Let us call a team of doctors from Apollo, go to an apartment and ensure that not we as community members are, taken care of. Let's ask the drivers. Let's ask the maid servants. Let's ask the gardeners. Let's ask the community people who are there in the apartments. Because when I go and treat my home workers or my maid servants with something differently, and they are treated with the doctor's team from Apollo, understand the satisfaction the people will get, and at the same time, a great image building can happen for the lands organization. We also achieve something called a health camp awareness and a different level and a different thought of it. This kind of different design thinking for health camps, different design thinking for education and awareness. Here, we have to take up a different kind of approach for advocacy for education and awareness. We always feel that the government staffs are very, very self-sufficient. For creating an image, we should go back to the government departments also and create our image. Only then the awareness along with the education will be possible. And if we are taking the last and final one for the community welfare, simple, what we had done now, the mental health and awareness week, where the community welfare was taken so nicely, we ensured that we as Lions have drawn a great picture for the organization and given a different kind of design thinking concepts which are applying for this Lions projects, mainly the 8 global causes, the LCIF, and the membership part. Friends, with this 5 thought processes, with these 3 kinds of approaches, I request all my land members who are present here, frame how might we can do a community challenge and have a different design thinking idea. Please sit, write it, address it, and then send it to our leader, nagaRAJU sir, and our PID sir, because so many new ideas we get out of it, we'll be surely able to iterate, we'll be surely able to find out a new and a very, very excellent idea, design thinking product for our Lions community. Friends, it was this session's part which we were doing, understanding what was design thinking, exploring the core 5 processes, and at last, materializing what we are supposed to do. I was allotted 30 minutes. Sticking on the time is the most essential part of an LCIP. If one person can make a difference, and everyone should try it. This is what John F. Kennedy has said. Thank you so much for listening. And at least I think a new subject I had touched upon, and now I leave the floor open for all. Sir, you're not audible, sir. nagaRAJU, sir, you're not audible, sir.
Yeah. Thank you, Rajesh, for that very informative, insightful, and exhaustive presentation on a topic that is not very popular and not very well known also, perhaps. I think there will be lots of questions, I believe. So this is question time. Anybody who has a question, please raise your virtual hand. You will be unmuted and you can ask your question straight to the question instead of explaining your question. You can just ask it as straight as possible. Now your time. Before the first question comes, Rajesh, how do we distinguish design thinking from critical thinking and creative thinking?
So critical thinking is for a subject where it needs critical attention, and creative thinking is for an out-of-box solution. But for a design thinking, I said very clearly, it is human-centered, developed by the humans, especially for the human-centered, where one and everyone will give a solution for the service projects, or we plan and we get the service project done. Critically and creative are two different aspects, whereas this part is something totally different, which can be done for the human-centered problems.
Thank you very much for that.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Any question from anybody? We have plenty of time today.
I think Ramesh sir is having a question.
Ramesh, you can unmute yourself.
Sir, you need to unmute.
Yeah. Rajesh, really, it is a very wonderful session and very insightful and interactive session. Coming to the question, how can Lions Club generate the creative solution during the ideate stage?
Come back again, sir. How can Lions?
Again, I'm repeating.
Yeah.
How can Lions Club generate creative solution during the ideate stage?
During the
ideation
it means
stage.
How can we generate the creative ideas?
Yeah. Now,
ideate stage.
Yes, ideation stage.
One of the third one, this one.
Ideating membership solutions. Now, try to understand that before you join a club, whether I might be 100% vegetarian if I go and join a club, or rather a club which is having fellowship and non-vegetarian, what will happen to me? I will join the club, but I will not be having any kind of commitment to it. I will not be having any kind of understanding to it. I might be going to the meetings, but my areas of focus and my enjoyment will be very, very short, very, restrictive part. I would try to do something for the community, but challenges will be there because I am not getting along with that kind of membership satisfaction. Then the last one, which I feel that for anybody and for everybody for that matter, because that is what is being done by our nagaRAJU sir. He is our mentor. He is our buddy. This concept of buddy-mentor system for all kind of Lions should be used. Then no problems will be there. And if at all a problem is coming up, the mentor can step in and can really ideate the thinking and solve the membership problems. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that explanation, answer to that question. Before the next question comes again, Rajesh, you said that brainstorming is one of the most powerful tools to ideate.
Yes.
What are the other tools that you suggest to ideate?
one is main part of it is a brainstorming part, which we can do it. The other form is, suppose you're in the groups part. Suppose you have a different groups part where, as I said, the important thing was that area of concern was where I said that buildings were growing up. So now what we decided was, if it is going to be one sitting down and doing the brainstorming sessions, two like-minded people, we should touch upon the like-minded people, but at the same time, we should never be judgmental. And we should always ensure that we embrace creativity. If these three are understood, then we will have a very, very different kind of design thinking solutions.
Thank you very much. The next question, please. You can raise your virtual hand because I can't see your physical hand.
I think Vani Manohar, sir.
Vani Manohar, where is he?
I'm just leading people whom I'm able to see.
Yeah, 1 second, I'll locate him. Vani, if you switch on your camera, it will. You can unmute yourself. Vani can unmute himself now. Yeah, speak please.
Sir? So your voice is not audible, sir.
We cannot hear you, Vani. Maybe you are unmuted, but we can't hear you. Your microphone is not working.
I'm really sorry that we're not able to reach him.
Anyone else? You can write your question in the chat box, Vani.
Yes, please.
The next question, please. While we are waiting for the next question, Rajesh, I'm just thinking about this because I think this is the first time I'm learning about this topic. Suppose I have a solution in mind. I have never faced any hurdles, in the same area, but I have a solution. Suppose I want to begin with a solution and start using this design thinking. How do I go about?
What you should do is you should always think the prototype.
Okay.
Because you have a solution, as I said, that the prototype was very simple. In which way can we retaliate the design thinking part? The prototypes are where it is established. For example, when we said that your club, your way is a prototype. As far as the lines are concerned. And when a prototype, it is of two things. Either to pilot it or to test drive it. These two things, when we make it up, the prototypes will be very easy for the solutions part.
Vani, do you want to try again? In case your microphone is working, you can unmute yourself. Try it. Yeah. You are unmuted, but we can't hear you.
I think he's having problems with the microphone.
Please write your question in the chat box. I'll check if you've already written. Ramesh Kondaviti has given some examples. How do we, there is a question from Misban. How do we make sure members become co-creators of design thinking and not just followers? Shall I repeat the question for you?
Yes.
How do we make sure members become co-creators of design thinking instead of just followers?
The best option is service experience tours. See, when we say that co-creators, that is where we come across the brainstorming. That is where they come across service experience tours. Simple on that factor. Everybody will be a co-creator and not, a competitor to you. So two things can go together. That's how I take it up. Or another one is run the mentor program. If you run the mentor program, I'm going to travel with him and he's going to travel with me. There is not going to be a classification on that fact.
Yeah, Vani Manor's question is, can we say that out-of-box thinking and design thinking are the same?
No, 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 no. Out of the box thinking and design thinking are two different parameters or two different verticals on their own. Because design thinking is simply flexible, iterative, and non-linear. Whereas creative has all these three combinations. In creativity, we don't have so much of empathizing.
Correct. Rajesh, Ghana has a long question, a series, many questions actually. One of the questions is, what constraints in terms of budget, time, number of volunteers, etc., do you think you see as the biggest obstacle to applying this methodology? And how might we redesign our club's structure to overcome them? So what are the constraints to redesign thinking is simple.
When we say the constraints of the club, we need to first understand how the club's culture is happening in the past. Unless and until the past is read, only then we can translate into the future part. Now for that, the solutions are: 1, brainstorming again; 2, applying the mentor program. And based on this, can we create a prototype? Because only then we can accept it. So unless and until your problems are being discussed first, where the best part is, our Lions International has something called the CQI program. Yeah. Run through the CQI program, club community assessment or club community part. Only then you can understand what your club needs. Because, for example, I have a club in my district, which has produced 7 past district governors. Now the clubs has reached a great height. They are only speaking the glory of the past. They are not thinking about the present nor the future. So need to understand this. We need to sit with them and understand your glory is great, but come to the present tense.
There is one more question from Ghana. She says, I think it's a she, I'm sorry. I don't know. So the question is, can design thinking be applied to internal club challenges?
Yes, absolutely it can be done. Because we are doing all the kind of design thinking is for human nature, human purposes. It is centered around the human part only. And we can make it easier with participation, adult participation. We can ensure that Lions involved in it. We have all 3 community programs. So we need to sit and we need to understand that we need to make it up in the club part where everyone is having a great impact on that.
A question from Sai Kumar, but that may not directly be relevant to today's topic. So I'll go on to the next one. Dr. Anand Kumari, of course, it's a similar question that you answered just now. Can design thinking be applied to membership satisfaction?
Thank you, madam, for posting the question. Thank you, ma'am, so much. Yes, it can be used for member satisfaction. The 3 R's. Put the use of 3 R's. Recognize, respect, and reward. And just keep remembering the 4th R, Rajesh, because all these 3 R and the 4th R is given by this. So that makes easier. That's a prototype. The rule of 3 R's.
There is a question from Senior Lion, H.N. Singh. I don't know if it's prompted by the question that I asked earlier. He says, how might we deeply understand the real needs of the users before jumping to solutions?
Sir, here this requires the two main areas. One is we need to understand how best we are going to take it up. For example, if we go, we need to find out, I said the design thinking, we need to understand the empathy first, then retaliate on the definition, then ideate. So these 3 processes we need to understand first. Only then we will be able to give a solution. Otherwise, taking 1 out of the 5 core subjects, we will not be able to understand that fact.
Thank you. The last question, I think that's all the time we have. The last question is from Ramesh Kondaviti. He says, How can Lions clubs use design thinking for the Global Service Week on Hunger from January 3rd to 11th that's coming next week?
Wonderful. I was waiting for this question because I knew somebody is going to touch upon this Hunger Service Week coming up. What is that we do in the Hunger Project? Relieve hunger. What we generally do, everybody, all of us, I said this earlier also, we are the world's largest service organization and we are not the charity organization. Try to change the thinking of the people as far as the hunger program is there. Now, let's take it in this way. You go to a hospital. The government provides food for all the patients. Maybe in this part of the world, that is in Chennai, we have the system that government provides food for the patients who are there registered in the hospital. But below the poverty line people who accompany the patients, we don't provide any food. The government does not provide any food. The Hunger Week should capitalize on this. For example, we have a hospital, a pediatric ward in Chennai. I'm giving this example, where every day thousands of children are treated. At least thousands of people come to the hospital for that treatment for the children's. There are always more than 200 patients, pediatric ward, cancer-affected children in the ward. The government gives them food. But what about the people who are accompanying them? They are not provided. To create an image, why not give food to those people who accompany the patients? There are father, mother, sister, brother who come there. Let's provide food for them also. That will be a different image building of the organization.
Thank you very much, Rajesh. I think that's all the time we have for questions. And thank you very much once again for the wonderful presentation that you made. We have, I think somebody is raising hand. Prafulla, yes. Prafulla, you can unmute yourself. You have to click on the microphone. Do you have a question or did you by chance raise your hand? Okay, it's okay.
I think he was showing a thumbs up for the presentation. Okay. I think that's what I'm able to read it. Thank you.
Anyway, that's okay. So I just would like to tell you that this is the 58th episode of SkillUP that we've seen, and we are moving on to the next one, the 50. I'm sorry, have I shared the wrong one? Yeah, it's here. Yes. So next fortnight, we have a presentation lined up by one of our dearest colleagues, LCIP colleagues, and K.R. Kalyani, the magic of metaphors in training. I'm sure this is going to be extremely interesting to me. I'm sure there are 2 or 3 teacher colleagues that have attended this program. I'm sure they also would love to wait for this presentation by Kalyani. This is going to happen on December 25th, the day of Christmas. I invite Kalyani to propose a formal vote of thanks and also invite all of us to her presentation.
Thank you, nagaRAJU. It's really a wonderful session, Rajesh. Hats off to you. It's a very good one. I sincerely thank our PID Vamsidhar Babu, sir. Really, the way how the retention need to be designed or carried forward. It's very impressive, sir. Really, it is very impressive and very useful for us because we are in the mission of 1.5 and retention. Always, I used to insist on that, and I impressed very much with the process how we need to go for the retention. It's really wonderful. Thank you so much, sir. And so, Rajesh, it's a different topic and you made everyone to eagerly wait for what it is and you explained it very well. all the scenarios you have taken, all the examples you have taken is very impressive and interesting one. Thank you so much for the wonderful session. And my dear participants, really it is wonderful that consistently you guys are giving support and expecting your support for my session also. As nagaRAJU was saying, the topic is the magic of metaphors in training. In the next fortnight on 25th December, we'll be expecting all your participation and support to me also. nagaRAJU, my special thanks for your continuous effort, and it is really awesome. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful night and wonderful weekends.
Looking forward to meet everybody at the ISAME forum. Thank you so much.
Yeah, definitely we will be meeting there.
Thank you, Kalyani. We also thank past District Governor Lakshmi for explaining that purpose to us, and also everybody who has participated in this program, everybody who has asked a question, everybody has listened, and everybody has supported us through. So before we leave, I just would like to tell you that my WhatsApp number you can see on the screen in case you would like to receive the future notifications of the future episodes of this program. Just write your name and say hello to me on WhatsApp. I'll include you in my broadcast groups and send you the notifications. In case you want, you can also shoot that QR code on the screen. That also will take you to the SkillUP participants group. And in case you want to watch the videos of some of the presentations that have been made in the past, you can go to my YouTube channel, and this is here, and you can note this down, or you can make a screenshot of this and you can come back. So come back on 25th December and let all of us meet again. Like Rajesh said, some of us are going to be there together in Ahmedabad for the ISAME forum. Yeah. And in the meanwhile, so all of you enjoy yourselves. And I think there is a long weekend coming next fortnight. And I'm sure because Christmas is a holiday, all of us perhaps can spend the evening with us after 9 o'clock, from 9 o'clock. So thank you once again. This program ends here, but I'm going to keep this Zoom link open for another 5 minutes, and I'll allow everybody to unmute yourselves. You can say hello or whatever. So the next 5-10 minutes I'll be here. And in case you would like to congratulate Rajesh or say anything to each other, you can even greet each other, whatever. So now you all of you can unmute yourselves now.
Thank you, nagaRAJU sir. Thank you, Rajesh
Thank
sir.
you, Raj.
Created this learning platform. And last week you suggested that now what is this design thinking program? Everyone is eagerly